Hi everyone, today we are looking at the DJI Osmo Mobile 3 phone gimbal, purchased for £75 from Amazon. There is a new version 4 that recently came out with largely the same specifications, but currently retails for about £140, which makes the Osmo 3 exceedingly good value. Let's get it unboxed and see what we've got in there. So let's take a closer look at the main unit. There's a decent amount of weight to it, and on the side you've got the zoom controls, then you've got the pan and tilt joystick on the front, you've got the photo or record button, and the power or mode button on the front there as well. On the bottom you've got the connection for a tripod, and also where you would put a lanyard or wrist holder through. The main phone holder is spring loaded, so both sides will open up to accommodate the phone. Now first things first, as the unit has an onboard battery, we'll give it a power top up via the USB-C port, and you can see that also lights up the power status lights on the side. Those remain on when you're using the unit, so you can see exactly how much power you have whilst filming. While the unit charges, we'll also get the DJI Mimo software loaded. I'm using an Apple iPhone 12 Pro for this. There is an equivalent Google app as well. And the Mimo app in this case helps activate the device and is necessary to get the full benefit of usage from the unit. The app will talk to the gimbal and provide features such as object and facial tracking. Those in turn will direct the gimbal motors to automate the unit. The gimbal can in turn operate functions on the mobile device, such as zooming, starting and end recording, capturing images, and so forth. There's a useful mini tutorial included in the app as well, and I found this quite useful to learn just how to orientate the phone, how to change it from landscape to portrait mode and vice versa. You can also find the full user manual through using the app as well. There's an additional tutorial once you actually get the camera software running, and you can see on screen here that it brings up a few prompts initially as you load it to show how to change the modes, how to change the shooting settings such as the resolution and frame rate. There's some additional features in here as well, such as a story mode that will show you how to build up certain pans and tilts and zoom modes and things. So quite a few options in there. So that's set up on a tripod for the moment. The phone is in the holder, system is offline. So let's switch this on. Phone orientates itself straight away into portrait mode. And if you turn it round, steady it for a second, you go into landscape mode. And then you can begin using the controls. So I'm using the zoom at the moment, and I can control my camera's zoom facility. If you hold it, it will do a gradual zoom in, zoom out. If you just tap it, it'll jump between the preset lenses on there. Now if I use the tilt controls in here, pan and tilt, I can move the whole gimbal around manually. The Osmo software, DJI software, comes with loads of controls in here, so you can tap into the video controls, you can set your resolution and frame rate for the video straight away from here. There are a multitude of options down the side as to what it is you're looking to do, whether you want to do a photograph, a panoramic picture, slow motion, or a rather special zoom out feature, zoom in, zoom out feature that has been used in films such as Jaws. There's a very famous scene in Jaws that makes use of a change in lens zoom whilst moving the camera in and out. You've got some additional options at the side here called the glamour effects, which make people appear slightly better in the footage. And if I use the button at the front and jump across to the front camera, now by rights, this should track me. So as you can see, that's using its own control and facial recognition tracking on the front camera and following me round rather well. So there's 3 recommended ways to hold the unit. I'm going to do it from this side, use this hand as well. Straight up option like this, and then you can obviously use the joystick to pan and tilt around, lock onto an object, zoom in and out as necessary. The other way that some people may prefer is from the side, and you can see the great thing there is the phone stayed beautifully level as I move around. So you've got sideways view, people who might want to pan around in a certain field of view. And the other way is the top down view, and the advantage of the top down view is to get up and underneath things more clearly, to get those sort of shots. The only thing you've got to watch is that you don't let it slip out of your hand. I'm just going to show up a few sample videos here showing what it's like when you're not using the Osmo gimbal, first of all. And things are a lot more juddery. This is just holding the phone in my hand, wandering around outside the house. Not bad, but even so, quite a lot of judder. That's trying to hold it quite still with my hand. And then we'll swap over to using the Osmo. Do the same little route round, so walking along, holding the Osmo. And it should become apparent immediately that it is a lot smoother, exactly as you'd expect. And of course, it shows that you're getting a bit of value for money here. So there is a decent enhancement for the purchase. I've got another video here that shows off the Dynazoom function, where you move away and the camera zooms in at the same time to create that warping effect of the background. So what do I think of it? Overall, I think it's a really good price. £75 is getting a decent brand name gimbal. There is a 2-year warranty thrown in there as well. There are a few cheaper alternatives, but I'm quite happy to pay that much to get a well-known brand in this case. Really good build quality. There are some features in there that are really useful. So you've got a USB-A port as well, and you could put a small cable on that to charge your phone while you're out and about. So you've got the battery backup as well. One thing I noticed was that my phone battery does deplete that much faster when using the gimbal, which doesn't surprise me because the software is doing object recognition, it's talking continuously to the gimbal, so it's no surprise it's going to drain that bit more battery. After a couple of hours of usage, the Osmo gimbal itself is still on 3 lights of battery, so definitely a decent length of battery in there. I think it's meant to get a sort of a good day's usage out of it, so definitely very good from that perspective. I'm really pleased with the improvement in the footage over holding the camera by hand, and that's really the most important thing here. If I'm going to spend £75, am I going to get something that's suitably better than just holding the phone myself? And I really feel I did, plus other features like the fact that I can get the phone to then track me and put it onto a tripod, for example, so you could do your own show, your own video log, or just have some fun with it. Maybe the kids want to try that out. They could do their own little shows, that kind of thing. So it's a great little extra. One thing to really bear in mind is, of course, the better quality phone that you have, the better the device will be. So if you've got something like the iPhone 12 Pro, it obviously has a great camera on there. and it has multiple lenses. So certain features that take advantage of the optical zooming are really going to help. The Dynazoom function, for example. There's some other features in the software that are really useful as well. There's a story mode where it can set up some preset pan and tilt modes to try and get a cinematic effect. So there's a lot of fun to be had with the software as well. Overall, really pleased. Can definitely recommend it. There is the Osmo 4, but as I said at the start, the extra cost for that may outweigh the benefit. If you can pick up an Osmo 3, go for it. That's it for this video then. Thanks for watching. If I do any more footage using the Osmo 3, I'll probably put that up in a separate video.